International Women's Day 2019. Woo! Thank you so much. It's really great to see you. Now, on this day, I think it's important for all of us to note that in the past, but in the present, if we're really honest, too many times we've been failing to equate womanhood with humanity. Too many times women's work has been undervalued, women's bodies and even women's lives have been taken as seen as dispensable or even as accessories. But in the past and also in the present, we have to note that women have always fought back. It took a lot of hard work and commitment, thanks you, Portia, a lot of sacrifice to have our rights recognized. And if you look back, it took decades of tireless effort, of slow grassroots work by women, of conversation, of persuasion, you know, the work that women do best to get recognition for our rights, you know, our right to vote, our right to work, for wages, of course, because women were already working, and the hard work of progress. So even though, you know, equal rights for people of all genders, they're no-brainer, they're common sense, and just plain old the right thing to do, it still takes a tremendous amount of work and tenacity to gain respect for those rights, both in our laws, but also in our culture. That is the case today. So voter suppression is a thing of the present. Misogyny is sadly a thing of the present. Harassment, objectification of women, those are things of the present. Violence against women, commercial sexual exploitation, trafficking are things of the present. And so are attempts to curtail women's rights to choose over what to do with our own body. Those are all things of the present. So that's why it's really important for all of us to know and remember that the struggle for women's rights must continue today. And Mayor Walsh is a person who's committed to continuing that struggle today. And that's why I'm really proud to be a part of his administration. I really want to thank the women artists from Boston who are displaying their work here today. I invite you to come up and see it after the speaking program. It's really beautiful. I also want to thank the artists who will be speaking. You'll hear from them in a minute, Portia and Nakia, thank you. And I wanted to thank again the students from the Excel High School Music Club, because they were wonderful. But also students from the Women's Leadership Group at Excel are volunteering today as greeters. So if you have any questions, ask them, thank you. Lastly, I just wanted to thank my amazing team because they put a lot of work in putting this event together. So Ali Pulio, I don't see you. Rena Callahan and Lavi Gomez, they're right here. They put a lot of hard work and thought into this, so I really appreciate them, and thank you. Thank you, each one of you, to be here today. And now I'm very happy to introduce the city's Poet Laureate, Portia Olayowola.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Women's History Month. I have been contemplating what I was going to write about for this event, and it took me a very long time to decide, but I had been thinking a while about Jasmine Elan, who was a woman assaulted in an Atlanta nightclub, and even Jessie Carrera, who was kidnapped here in Boston. And I have been thinking about them wanting to dance, right? Being in a club and dancing and celebrating life. And so I decided to write about that. And so this is an anthem for the right to dance for Jasmine Elan and Jessie Carrera. Come, best friend, best lover, best self, we've gotten to last us the whole day long. Tonight, we jerk and grind until our feet reverses the rotation of Earth. Tonight, we shake and shimmy until the gyrating causes the sun to rise. Tonight, we let loose the image someone else dressed us in, fix up our finest fit, pajamas with the feet, jeans gripping the hips. We press threats yelled to us onto a striped suit, wear the dress provoking the mirror to shudder, smile the shards, a grin in the mouth. Classrooms and courtrooms declare a hold on who we are and what we wear, so tonight we dance. Our families have sought to reshape us more favored, so we sweat and juke to the beat. Some men deem us not pretty or just pretty enough, and power silences us into ghosts. Bedrooms, boardrooms, bathrooms label a purpose and place for our bodies, so tonight we leave our bodies on the dance floor. Tonight we dance our bodies asway. Tonight we dance so hard no one can mistake our bodies as not our own. Twerk battle, daggered lily, glitter love, wobble winch, down low dip, bottom of barrel, hands raised to erupt a ceiling glass, slow wine uprise, kitchen swinging salsa, no surrender siren. Tonight we samba to the club, strangle the myth of our death. Tonight we celebrate, rebirth ourselves live. Tonight we arm in arm, a swarm of women behind the backbone of us all. Tonight we war cry, we tap step, spin assault into a song's blare, bust our bodies into freedom ode, and dance, and dance, and dance. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Portia. So now I just want to bring your attention to those two boards in the back of the mezzanine. We are all playing a role in reaching equality for women, for all women. And so the two boards that we have set up there is one purple one where we have all the actions that the Office of Women's Advancement invites people to take on to play a role in this struggle. You can do anything from take a salary negotiation workshop so that you can learn to advocate for yourself, help us close the wage gap. You can teach that workshop if you're so inclined. But we have other options like volunteering for a women's organization or asking your employer to join one of the mayor's efforts to, for example, stop sex trafficking, or also to help close the wage gap. So you'll see a large menu there of things you can choose, and you can place a sticker right next to the one that you feel most comfortable doing, or more than one if you're so inclined. If you want to get creative or don't like any of our options, feel free to write your own on the other board that is blank. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Anne Carbone. So Anne Carbone is the liaison for the Women's Employee Resource Group. We really wanted to take this opportunity to let all city employees who are here know about this group. So Anne's going to tell you a little bit more about what they're doing and how they're hoping that you can get involved.
Thank you. It is a privilege to stand before you today on behalf of the amazing women who work for the City of Boston. We are a dynamic group of international women, from women at the dawn of their careers to women at the latter part. From clerk to chief, we represent every neighborhood and every department. We hope to use this group to assist in the jobs we currently hold and the ones we aspire to. The ERG has a number of different types of events scheduled, including social evenings and lunch and learns. With your help, we have many more to plan. We are looking forward to being creative, stretching our skills, being charitable with our time, and build the community of strong women. In the short time that we have met, I have been impressed by the range of ideas and how the ideas are broadened by the input of the group. Primarily, I am inspired by the dedication and the energy these women bring. We are stronger together. Would any of my colleagues who are in the Women's ERG please raise your hand? Thank you. If any of you have interest in joining us, please stop and chat with one of the members. They would love to meet you. In the mayor's email blast, he wrote, "History helps us learn who we are. When we don't know our own history, our dreams of the future are diminished." I asked the ERG, and I will ask you, how different would your life be today if you were born a few decades ago? What opportunities have you enjoyed that would be out of reach? We can never take for granted the battles won and the rights fought for. Together, we are stronger, and that's the essence of the ERG. I now have the honor to introduce Nakia Hill, one of our artists in residence. And I've Googled her a lot more than just meeting her, and indeed, she is an inspiration. Nakia wants community authors to feel valued, like their stories will live forever. The final line of the WBUR interview last December really caught me and is worth sharing. Ultimately, Hill wants it known that women of color are part of the fabric of Boston's history. We are major contributors. We are here and we're not going anywhere. We are so giving and we deserve our spot to make change, to have our voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nakia Hill.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing your piece, Portia. You definitely led the way. I also wrote about Jassy Carrera as well. So I'll go into my piece. Before I start my poem, because that tragic murder, like someone took her life, just has been weighing heavy on my heart. And I'm like, I'm gonna read one of my pieces from my book, and I just couldn't like shake the feeling of telling this woman's story. And also remembering, I also want to dedicate this piece to 3 women in 2012 that lost their lives to gun violence in Dorchester. I want to dedicate this piece to Genevieve Marie Phillip, Kristen Lardy, and Cherise Perkins, who are also young women of color from Boston who lost their lives. And this piece is untitled. I've been thinking about you. What thoughts ran through your mind that evening? What songs blared in your bedroom as you danced, got dressed, and prepared to celebrate your birthday? I'm curious about what you aspired to be. What type of life did you want to lead? I read in the newspaper that you were humble, a great mom and sweet. Did you get a chance to kiss your daughter goodbye that night? Venue. That was the same club my girlfriends and I would frequent in our early 20s. We loved the vibe, music played by local DJs, the sight of cute guys who were familiar and unfamiliar faces, and the location. The theater district somehow always felt safe to us, Boston girls, from Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, Hyde Park, and JP. We believed that if we could navigate those streets safely, downtown Boston was just a change of pace, not too dangerous or unsafe. Until we saw your name in headlines and photo of you reaching out to your daughter on our television screens and Instagram feeds. I want to memorialize your life in a way that doesn't turn you into a martyr. Because you are not a sacrifice to prompt men to think twice before they decided to prey on women. You are not a martyr to encourage women to dust off our girl code book, because nothing could change the ego of a man who decided to play God and prematurely take a woman's life. I won't mention his name, the inaccurate or horrific details about what actually happened that night, whether you knew him or not, because those details are trivial and will never bring you back. I won't dare to try to understand what your family, friends, the Cape Verdean community are going through now, tomorrow, or a year from today. But on International Women's Day, I stand here in City Hall to say your name, Jassy Carrera. I stand here today to honor you and to remind us that you are love, you are strength. Your life is valuable. Your dreams are not deferred. You are more than a beautiful face. You are a mother. You have gifted the world legacy found in your daughter. You are a woman, an international woman. Thank you.
Thank you, Nakia. Okay, we're gonna change the tone a little bit, but your pieces have moved me, so that's why it's a little bit hard for me to speak at the moment. Jessie was a wonderful mother. Now, not all women are mothers, but today we did want to talk about mothers a little bit because we are opening up a new resource for them here at City Hall. So, change of tone, really. I'm going to introduce now Christine Dodson. She is the owner of a business here in New England. It's called Mamava. I'm not going to explain to you exactly what it is so that she can do it, but today we're very excited because City Hall is getting its first Mamava. And Christine is going to explain to you what that means.
Thank you, and thank you so much for welcoming me to celebrate the unveiling of this Mamava at City Hall. I'm so happy to be here representing Mamava today on International Women's Day. At Mamava, we celebrate women every day. We do this by working with partners like City of Boston to provide dignified lactation spaces that make breastfeeding an authentic choice for more mothers. We're thrilled to work with the Mayor's Office and Property Management to bring this Mamava to City Hall, so that working mothers truly have an option to breastfeed, so that women don't have to choose between a job that they love and feeding their baby, so that women on the go, taking care of their families, supporting their communities, contributing to the world in so many ways that require leaving home, have a place to pump or nurse where they need it. We congratulate City of Boston for not only recognizing the benefits of breastfeeding, but also for providing a dedicated space and for sending the message that this is a welcoming environment for breastfeeding mothers. We're proud to partner with City of Boston to support and celebrate these women. Boston is progressive in supporting breastfeeding mothers that both work for the city as well as mothers visiting City Hall. I'm honored to work with Mayor Walsh, who by securing the placement of this pod is making a difference for and sending a strong signal of support for all women. Thank you.
So once again, we just want to say thank you to the Women's Leadership Group at Excel Academy, the Excel Academy Music Club, the City of Boston Employee Resource Group, Women's Employee Resource Group, our Poet Laureate, Portia Olaiwola, and our former artist in residence who's been working closely with the Mayor's Office of Women's Advancement, Nakia Hill. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Mayor Martin J. Walsh.
Thank you very much, Tanya. And sorry I'm late. Oh, this is really loud. Sorry I'm late. I'm going to stop yelling. I was upstairs. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. I don't know if they were recognized, but I want to recognize some elected officials that are here. From the Boston City Council, Eddie Flynn is with us. Thank you, Councilor Flynn. We have City Councilor Matt O'Malley's in the back there. Thank you, Councilor O'Malley. We have from one of our United States Senator's office, former State Representative Jim Cantwell, Chief of Staff to Ed Markey. Thank you, Jim, for being here with us today. And I'm sure we have other electeds either coming or going, and I'll grab you as the day goes on. I want to thank Tania in her office for doing some incredible work, the Office of Women's Advancement, for doing some incredible work over this past year here in the city of Boston. So I want to thank you and the entire team that's here with us today. Portia, I'm sorry I missed you. I was here in spirit. I was upstairs in a meeting trying to get out of it, so I appreciate all that you do, and thank you. I also want to thank Nakia, thank you very much, our artist in resident, for the great work you're doing. To Ann Carboni, thank you, Ann, as well, in the City of Boston Employee Resource Group, thank you very much for what you do every day for our city. To all the women who work in city government that's here with us today or upstairs, thank you for what you do for our city as well, because you truly are amazing individuals and amazing public employees that work for the city of Boston. So for all us men that are here, let's thank the women who are here today for the great work they do. Tonight, City Hall and buildings all across our city are going to be lit up in purple, and we're excited about that we can do that here in City Hall, but also throughout the entire city of Boston. It represents the long fight for rights and equality, and making sure that we continue, that the fight is not over, that we're going to continue to push forward every single day. It shows our city's commitment to growth through empowering women and making sure that every single woman's voice is heard, and that's something that I say this a lot when we have a special day designated to something that it shouldn't just be today. We should be making sure that this happens every single day, 365 days a year here in the city of Boston. We're recognizing women who have made history and also broken glass ceilings, and that's something that's important. We also recognize the progress that women have made every day in their own lives. Excelling in male-dominated fields, something that I know our office does a lot of conversation about and a lot of work on. Defying stereotypes, making sure that we create new ideas and new ways of doing things, standing up for themselves and for one another, and we've been able to do the salary negotiation workshops that we're empowering women to be able to negotiate salaries for themselves when they get a job, and to be able to fight for that. And be able to help them understand that, and the importance of saying that, you know, when you get a job and accept a job and you're given a salary, you don't necessarily have to settle at that. You can actually push back a little bit and ask for more, and you should ask for more, and that's something that's important. We're also understanding the legacy of persistent, led by strong women, and it's something I'm proud of as a man and as the mayor of the city of Boston. Our work is not just about equal pay for equal work, but it's about understanding the importance of that work. We need to make sure that we amplify women in the workplace. We need to make sure that we build confidence in girls from a young age to make sure that they understand that they should be, right from a young age, come out of the box. I know we have a lot of students here today, and I want to thank you for that. And also, we have to work on ending violence against women. Right now, our city is grieving the loss of Jassy Correa. Last night, I went to a prayer service for Jassy with her family, the Correa family in Dorchester. Tonight, I'll be going to the wake at St. Peter's Church, and tomorrow the funeral. And it's a heartbreaking story. It's a heartbreaking situation, what happened in our city. And it's a reminder how far we still have to go as a society, how far we still have to move and advance as a society. And we need to make sure that, my remarks say we'll never let up. We need to make sure that none of us let up, that we continue to move forward. We won't stop until every single woman in Boston can live the life away from fear, and making sure that they have no fear in their life. We have to continue to do that. And we have to set an example for the rest of the United States of America. Quite honestly, in the world, we have an opportunity to do that. We need to make sure that every single woman has equal access to opportunity in schools, in work, in life, and those are things that we base a lot of our principles here in the city on, and how we want to move forward. We need to continue to make sure that we're changing the culture. We need to continue to make sure we're changing the attitudes. And in this city of Boston, we need to continue to lead by example, something that is really important. We need to recognize and understand the barriers that women face, and coming up with real solutions so we understand what those barriers are, so we can knock those barriers down. A few years ago, we passed paid parental leave for all city employees. It's helping us close the wage gap for women by keeping them in the workforce instead of pushing women out of the workforce. This benefit, we also extended it to men, so it'll give families the opportunity to share their parental duties together. We're also working on child care. We recognize the challenges that both the families and child care workers are facing. We need to continue to move forward. Child care is expensive for families, but child care workers still make lower wages than the average worker that we have out there. So not simply by providing child care that we can say we have a success, but we have to make sure the workers that are taking care of our kids are getting paid a good wage and respected as well, something that's really important. Through our citywide census, we're compiling data to help us address both of these issues. And today we have another milestone. I was campaigning in August, and I was in Ohio and Iowa and Indiana. We're campaigning for congressional candidates around the country, and I was with Megan Costello, my former director of women's advancement, now on the political side, and we were walking through an airport, and she stopped me, and she took a picture of this room. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. And she said, we need to get one of these in City Hall. So I took the picture that I got of the Mamava, and I sent it to Pat Brophy, the chief of operations. I know Pat's here, and I said, we need to get one of these in City Hall, like today. And I'm proud to say that today we are unveiling and cutting the ribbon on a Mamava, which is right down here. Something that's really important. And we're going to continue to do the great work that we do here in the city. I thank the women that work for the city for a reason. And I joked with Megan's class a minute ago. A lot of the policy that we do in the city of Boston is not necessarily initiated by me. It's initiated by the people around me, the women around me, coming with ideas. Leadership isn't necessarily about coming up with every single idea and trying to make it sound like you're the best person in the world. Leadership is about listening to the people around you and working with those folks to improve the quality of life for whoever it is we want to improve the quality of life for. And today we're talking about that leadership in that quality of life around women's quality of life in the whole aspect of what I mean. So I truly do, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank all of the women that work with me every single day. And thank you for pushing us. Thank you for expecting higher ability, expecting the city to be higher and do better every single day. And I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the people. I have a whole bunch of names here that I can't mention to everyone, but the work that we do is about all women. The work that we do, and we're talking today about women, is whether you're a parent or you're not a parent, regardless of your age, regardless of your race, regardless of your sexual orientation, whether you're a trans woman, everybody. It's important for us to understand that we talk about today, we're all the same. We're one person. We treat each other with respect. We understand the challenges that are in front of us that we have to still continue to fight and overcome and knock down the walls that are in front of us. But I want to thank everyone here today for the great work that you do in our city. I think the spirit that we bring to International Women's Day is an important spirit. And I'm proud that we're going to be celebrating the centennial of our women's suffrage throughout 2019 and 2020. We're going to be collaborating with museums and historic societies and colleges and tell the stories of the equal rights movement and educate young boys and young girls on the importance of understanding the equal rights movement, so that the next generation of young people that grow up, we don't have to be having conversations about equal pay and about fairness and about making sure that everyone has an opportunity. It's something that we should have. It's important that we remember history as well as we teach and educate the next generation, but we can't forget the past. And it inspires us to continue to expand voting rights and access rights and all kinds of different rights of people. So I'm going to end by just thanking everyone for being here today. Thank you for what you do. The men that wore purple today, thank you. The men that didn't wear purple today, sorry, Councilor Flynn, wear it tomorrow. And I want to just welcome everyone here to City Hall and thank you for the great work you do.